Hey everybody, this is Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. I started a new fun series over on Instagram called Scrapbooking with Friends, where I take a scrapbooking friend that I know and we scraplift each other or we do something similar together. And today I am doing a project with Susan, Little Things, Big Days, and we are using the same kit, Open Story Kit from Ali Edwards, and we're doing a list. And since I loved how this project came together, this is what I'm going to share today. And then Saturday, I will share the start of February 2023. So I am just loving this project with my scrapbook friends. This is the third week of the project. And I am playing, like I said, with the Open Story Kit. And I loved this 3x4 journaling card and decided to cut it up and really go super colorful with this spread and talk about kind of the things that were on my mind when the year started. I used this photo from a hike, and I am, as you can see, I was playing with the Open Story Kit stamp and trying to figure out what kind of number I wanted in the center. I felt like the larger numbers might have been too big. I could have done it in black ink and overlaid it on top of the kind of sun, but decided I just want a number that's going to be right in the middle. I also love the vellum pieces in the kit. There was like a whole pack of them, and I was trying to figure out a way to use them. I am using a few of the long banners, but I wanted to use the one that has like the open type on it. So I punched a half circle, but I don't know if I'm going to keep it. So my plan is for this spread is to stamp 1 through 5 all the way down. And so it's going to be a horizontal design, and then I can kind of journal the different things that I was thinking about as the year started, and also use the prompts that I pick for each of the numbers. So combining those two kind of topics and prompts and jumping off points, I will be able to fill in this spread with some really great journaling and stories to kind of put into my binder? Yeah, I'm using a half-sized binder this year, 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches. So it's a fun new size for me to try, and I'm excited and I'm enjoying it and just trying to do a few less pages for myself. So I am now in the third section, and I will be using orange, and I picked the strip that says, if it doesn't open, it's not your door, which is a fantastic saying and not always easy to listen to that kind of advice when you're frustrated, but it is definitely good advice. So I want to figure out if my yellow ink will work, and then I'm going to switch out the green strip because I didn't want to have another green for number 4. I thought that I could use the yellow. So I liked the yellow when I stamped it. I believe it's called Honeyman ink from Ali Edwards. So I'll use that for number 4, and then 5 I'll have to figure out. I used on the yellow one, I did an open mind as a prerequisite to an open heart. And so I really like that. And once I have that all stamped, oh, you guys, this is where I figured out my 4. There is something wrong with my 4 on this stamp set. It won't stamp like the way that I need to stamp it. I just cannot stamp it like something. It was made wrong. The stamp was made incorrectly and made backwards. So I can't use it. So I had to pick a different font on that same stamp set to use for the number 4. I don't know how that happened, and I didn't notice it until now. So, but that's kind of a bummer that I can't use that 4 on that particular set of numbers, but oh well. So I decided to take out the red on the right hand side. It said trust the timing of your life, and I hadn't used red at all. So I decided to just take out the red and use a pink banner over on the right hand side instead of the red one. And I grabbed the actual cardstock paper, and I'm going to use that instead of the vellum tag. So I punched a few 1-inch circle shapes and sprinkled a few of those on the left hand side page. And so for number 5, I decided to do blue. Now the phrase that I put next to it is green, but I figured, like I mentioned a little while ago, I don't want to like double up on the colors. I want to use all the colors because I'm using the fun, colorful word strips and also this paper. So blue it is. I used Distress Oxide and I am going to stamp a 5, but I'm going to wind up squishing it and then have to stamp it on a piece of paper, which is fine. So I I punched out 3 open pieces and I tucked those into different little sections. Now, once I cut out the 5, I can put it down, and like I said, you can't even tell. So I'm going to draw the lines for this journaling spot because I prefer having journaling lines. I'd love to know. Do you have a preference? Leave a comment and let me know because I'd love to know. For me, it's just easier to not have to think about getting things straight. So journaling lines works. Now, I loved this paper. I love it. I love it for many reasons. And I thought it would be perfect to have as a photo mat behind my photo. But I don't know what the word is. I'm like a cheapskate with paper. I would rather just do the outside and not do the inside, and that way I can save the paper that was supposed to be on the inside. So I cut some 1-inch strips and then realized that I cut all these strips and I don't need them. I need 2 vertical strips and 2 horizontal like chunks, and that'll make a really great frame for my photo or a faux pretend photo mat. Because I don't know, I just want to save this paper. Even though I have the digital kit, I still just want to conserve paper. I've always done this. If you've watched any of my videos, you will see that I'm always like using the least amount of paper that I can, if possible. So just a weird quirk of mine. I guess I like to conserve paper. So I'm lining up those vertical paper strips, and then I will put the horizontal ones on and pop dot this photo. Now I am going to scoot over one of the vertical paper strips because I wanted it to stick out a little bit more. So I'm going to fix that in just a second. But I think that adding this frame with the open paper was the perfect choice because it really wraps up all of the colors on the left-hand side, obviously, but it also brings some more attention to the photo because with the left side being so busy and colorful and awesome, right? that your eye could be drawn away from the right-hand side. So I want to make sure that there's a good balance with all the bright colors. I'm adding some foam to the top of my photo, and that way it can just have a little bit of lift. I'm going to add a few more word strips to the bottom and top of the photo. First, I take the plastic word and I just staple the word twice on the O and the N, just to give it a little more dimension and a little bit of texture. And then below that, I will have the pink vellum strip that says, if you keep your eyes open enough, oh, the stuff you will learn. It's like a Dr. Seuss quote. And up at the top, I took one of the cut-ups from the 3x4 card. Life equals something closes, something opens. And a word sticker above it says looking within. I also grabbed another word phrase sticker that says being open, or it did say being open, but I already have the word open. So I'm going to chop it, and that way all I have is being. And then it'll say being open with the plastic word. I just set it down above the word open. And then on the left-hand side, I only did one black word phrase, and because I felt like that's all it needed on the left-hand side. I'm going to add in some chipboard hearts, which I just absolutely love these colorful chipboard hearts. Trying really hard not to add the entire sheet to the spread because I totally could. I really could. And then I can finish up the spread by adding in the journaling. I really knew what I was going to say for number 2, so I started with that. I said, knowing there's a pace and I'm on it is something I will remind myself. Even if the pace changes, that's okay. I'm still trying and moving. So everyone has a pace, right? And we just have to remember that if we're trying our best, we are on our own pace, right? And we don't have to compare ourselves to anyone else. Okay, the next one is about doors. So I put, be open to try new things. Bravely ask for what I want and know a closed door is all right. Adjust and decide what the next action is going to be. So that's what I put for that one. And then I decided to go back up to number 1 and write, I can continue to grow and be more comfortable in myself if I'm open to growth and change. This openness will serve me better in the long run. So, and I think I've mentioned this in other videos, maybe in my me, myself, and I videos, but so far I'm not minding getting older. I feel like I'm more comfortable in myself. So I don't want to go back and be 17 or 20 for that matter. I will just keep getting older. Fine by me. All right, so number 4 is about an open mind, open heart. So I said embracing life for what it is and knowing in my mind that I can only control so much will be a focus. An open mind and heart to the ebbs and the flows of life. And the last one is about learning, and I accidentally put the same phrase for number 5 and my pink banner, but whatever, we're just going to pretend that I didn't repeat phrases. So I wrote, I want to learn and continue to grow creatively, physically, mentally, celebrating how far I've come, how much I've learned, and striving for more learning. So that is what I put for this spread, and I love it, and I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing this come together. I would love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you're new to my channel. All right, have a great day. Bye.